Happy Saturday night. Hope you all are doing well. Have a big game tonight. Nashville SC versus Inter Miami, game 2 of the best of 3 series. A lot at stake tonight, honestly. I mean, this could determine it will determine, I would say, the series. If Miami wins, they advance to the quarterfinals of the MLS playoffs, and they'll face the winner of Charlotte FC versus NYCFC, which NYCFC lost today on penalties, so now that series is 1-1. And if they lose this game, it goes back to Miami for a game 3 to decide who's going to win the series. There's a lot of implications tonight. Big match. A lot of other MLS matches going on as well. So that, playoffs are obviously very, very fun time of the year. And we'll see who's crowned the champion of the league after it's all said and done. Hope you guys are having a great night. If you haven't already, make sure you give us a like down below. It helps us with the algorithm. Make sure that you also share with a friend. Let's grow the audience as much as we can. We're going to have a fun night tonight. Big game, like I said, elimination game. I mean, it is an elimination game, I guess, potentially, because Miami can put Nashville SC away tonight. But also, I want to get your guys' opinion on this game. Nashville SC dominated game 1. They dominated the decision day, because this is the third matchup we've seen in the last 2 weeks between Inter Miami and Nashville SC. Inter Miami should be pretty well rested, and so should Nashville SC. They haven't played since last Friday, so they've had 8 days off in between games, which is a good amount, especially when we're talking about a team like Inter Miami, who is an older squad. So I'm curious to know, who do you guys think is going to win this game? Does Inter Miami win, close out the series 2-0, or does Nashville SC sneak a win by and send this to a game 3? I want to know what you guys think. Hacker says Messi for the win again. Amy says, Hacker, I need Inter Miami to win tonight because my cousin died in a car crash, and I will be really happy if well, God, that's terrible. Sorry. My condolences, Amy, about that, about your cousin. Hacker says, hopefully Miami can win all. Mr. says, hi, Will. Hi, chat. Mr. Appreciate you for stopping by, my friend. PR Hurricane says, hello, all. Should be a fun one. What's up, Mr. Thank you for giving me a shout for Messi scoring a hat trick. Yeah, he did. He said you called that last game, Amy. If Nashville play like they did in the last 2 games, Mr. says, Miami should walk this. Currently, I'm watching the Philadelphia crush Chicago. Yeah, and that's another thing, too. I thought Chicago would definitely perform a little bit better against against Philadelphia than what they have, but they've just completely botched it and they are going to get swept. So that's not a good showing. And that's obviously a downside to Greg Berhalter's coaching and philosophy. I just don't think he's really good in big games. MD says, hi, Will. MD, how's it going, my friend? Amy says, hey, Will, how is your family? Family's doing good. Family's doing good. Kid will be here before you know it. Kid will be here before you know it. Josu says, what will Tata Glazer say now when a rookie coach like Mashi goes further in the playoffs? Well, to be fair, I would say that Tata Martino should have went further than what he did, and he has won an MLS Cup. He won an MLS Cup with Atlanta United, so he's a good manager. But he did have a lot of shortcomings last year. You can't deny that he had a lot of shortcomings. So I agree with that. Mr. says he thinks it's going to be 3-2 Inter Miami. They're going to close it out and they're going to win this series. And I would say decisively. I mean, that would be impressive to beat the same team 3 times in a row. It's very hard to do. Aria says Messi closing this out today. So let me look at this starting 11. And by the way, Rodrigo De Paul was in some hot water because he had left training to go watch his girlfriend. I guess I'm not really plugged into the Argentine music scene, but apparently his girlfriend is a Argentine pop star, and he had left training to go watch her concert in Argentina, and he's back now. But there were some people upset about that. I'm not really sure why they were mad that he left. I mean, as long as he didn't miss a game, I don't know why people were upset with Rodrigo De Paul going to watch his girlfriend perform. But now that he's back, I mean, and now if he plays bad, maybe you could criticize him. But if Rodrigo De Paul plays good, and I don't see why that was an issue. Okay, so same starting 11 as last match. Maxi Falcone, Noah Allen at center back, Ian Frey right back, Jordi Alba left back, and De Paul playing next to Busquets. Baltasar Rodriguez on the left wing, Tadio Allende, your guys' favorite player in the world at right wing. Still surprised Matteo Savetti is not starting, but, I guess Javier Mascherano likes him some Tadio Allende. And then Messi and Suárez are playing up top. And it looks like it's pretty much the same starting 11 for looks like it's pretty much, except Alex Mule. I don't think he was starting last time for Nashville SC. And then I think this Corcoran, I don't think he was starting last game either for Nashville SC, but there's a lot of, I think pretty much 9 out of the last 11 starters are back for Nashville SC. So pretty much the same thing, maybe change it up a little bit. We'll see if it makes any difference. Hey, well, what is your opinion if Javier didn't win MLS Cup? I think that if he doesn't win MLS Cup or make it to the final, that they should probably move off of him. That's just my opinion, because I don't think he's been good enough to keep. And throughout Messi's career, he's had several managers at throughout his time at Barcelona. More specifically, I'm gonna look it up. How many club managers has Messi played for? I think his longest tenured manager was probably Pep, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so at Barcelona, Messi had 9 different managers at Barcelona, and then he had 2 at PSG, and this is his second manager at Inter Miami. But at Barcelona, he had 9 different managers. So if they don't win, I would not be surprised if they fired him. Harry says if BJ Callahan loses to Mascherano 3 in a row, he should commit. Yeah, I don't know. He might lose 3 in a row. Cringe, appreciate you for stopping by, my friend. He says, hey, Will, 3-2 Miami. So you and Mr. are in agreement. I think it's going to be 2-1 Miami. If they score, they always score more than 1. We know this. This is the rule of Inter Miami. They never just score 1 goal. They score multiple goals. I think they win this 2-1. I think it's a little bit closer than the last game. And I think it's closer than the first game at Nashville SC that they had on decision day. But Nashville SC just don't have the horses to keep up in this race, especially if Messi plays really, really well. But here's the thing. We're going to see this tonight. Remember what I've said. I mean, most people know this, but if Messi doesn't have a good game, who can step up for Inter Miami? So dependent on him playing well. If he plays bad or just has an off night, they have to have someone else step up and take the mantle and try to. It's dark right now at the stadium. Okay, it's the lights, but they have to have someone else step up and take the mantle and try to help fill that void or try to help them succeed other than Messi. And I just don't know if they have someone else like that. It's not been Suárez this year. Definitely hasn't been Suárez this year. So Baltasar Rodriguez, maybe. Jordi Alba had a pretty bad game last Friday. A lot of guys had bad games, if I remember correctly. Just there's a lot of time it's passed. You know, when a team plays 3 times in 2 weeks, you kind of lose track of which game was which. But the first game, the decision day game, was definitely a better performance by Inter Miami than the last game, game 1. But even with that being said, they still won 3-1, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was 3-1 the last match. Yeah, 3-1. So we'll just see if they can contain Messi. If you contain Messi, frustrate him, you have a chance against Miami. But if he plays well, you have no chance. You have no chance. And Messi did he even have a goal last week? Yeah, he had 2. Okay, he had a brace. Okay, he had a brace. So he had a hat trick. So Messi in the last 2 games against Nashville SC, he's got 5 goals. So if you're a betting person, you would expect him to score again tonight. Hacker says, it seems like Messi saving manager's job by playing too good. I mean, maybe, but I think if they lose, they're still going to probably give him the boot. Harry says, Nashville have better players up top compared to Seattle, who blanked Miami 3-0. They do have better players, but I don't think they're as defensively sound. Their backline's not as good as Seattle's. Whatever happens, I still think Nashville need to make big changes in the winter. Here's a problem too with MLS when you're talking about roster change. When you give these players big deals, certain players, right? Most leagues, like especially the top leagues, they add pieces that push the starters, or they add pieces that can push to be the best player on the team, whatever it may be. And Major League Soccer, when you sign DPs, they're there for years. So that your best player is your best player for normally, 2, 3, 4, 5+ years. Nashville SC, their DPs have been there. All 3 of them have been together for 3 seasons now. So they haven't been able to add a quality player who could, change things up. Like they've used all their spots. Zimmerman, Mukhtar, Suárez, like there's no flexibility to add anyone else. So that makes it difficult. You can't really add a star or a player. I mean, you can add a good player, but you can't add a difference maker like that because they have no DP spots open. So that's the difficult thing. Most teams get better and they add more and more talent year to year, but you really can't do that in MLS. Where do you think Messi will play after MLS Cup run for 4 months to get prepared for the World Cup? Well, if Messi, so here's the thing. The off season is long if you don't make the playoffs. If you make it to the MLS Cup final, the final is December 6th. So if Messi makes it to the final December 6th, that means that his off season would only be 2 months. But really, it'd only be a month because they start training again in like late January, early February. So he would only be off for like a month if you make it to the MLS Cup final. So I'm not really worried about it. He wouldn't be off that long. Baltasar starting and Allende, I would assume. SPH says, shouldn't Nashville fans be more demanding from the players for losing to Miami every other day? You would think so, but I don't think they really care like that. I think they just kind of support their team no matter what. A lot of their fans do. Mr. says, sorry, every time I see Joas, your neighbor, you need to track him down, man. You need to send him a picture and say, hey, who does this look like? Cringe says Baltasar starting is great because Segovia is a great playmaker off the bench and mixes well with Messi and Suárez. Segovia becomes the 10 off the bench. Also, Silvetti off the bench is great. I wish Silvetti was starting though, because I think Silvetti, you might call me crazy, but I think Silvetti might actually be their second best player already. I think he might be their second best player already. So I think, especially with the way he played in the Club World Cup, the U20 World Cup, I don't know why they wouldn't play him. Drink Me says odds on Allende stinker tonight. Probably like 99%. Probably he'll probably have one miss, one bad touch, one whiff, and several bad passes. Kenny says hi, Unc. Kenny, appreciate you for stopping by, my friend. Drink Me says Silvetti should start over Allende. He should start over Allende. I don't know why he wouldn't. I think he's better than Allende already. I don't think it's even close. And I think that if you want him to get better, you keep playing him. And also with his, like I said, his U20 World Cup performance, some people think he was the best player on Argentina's team. So if he was that good and he had that momentum, I don't know why you wouldn't play him. Like, you would want to build off that and try to continue the confidence boost and see how much better he can progress and how much better he can play down the stretch of the season. I mean, he could be an X factor for Inter Miami. But he is only 19 years old. They got to steal from him. He's like, they paid $5 million for him or 5 million euros for him. And I would assume that he could probably fetch double that right now. So they've already made money off of him. And I would assume that next year he'll probably be worth maybe even triple what they paid for him if he plays well. Why is kickoff so long? That's 10-minute delay every single time. I guess to give people time to pour into the stadium and get seated and stuff. Second best player after Messi or after Messi and Alba? I'd say Son is probably the best player in MLS right now outside of Messi. That's what I would say. Silvetti will have a bigger role next season. That's true. He will. Herden says off the bench is better. Yeah, but I just think wouldn't Tadio Allende be better off the bench? Maybe to come on for like Luis Suarez, who's ancient and has no legs, and we all call him the La Tortuga. Like, wouldn't he be better to come off the bench for him? Because they have no striker depth whatsoever. Like, they have no backup striker off the bench. Busan says Philadelphia Union look unstoppable. Sadly, small chance for Miami to reach the final, even if they beat Cincy on their way. I'm not that big on Philly, man. I don't think they have a superstar. I'm not big on Philly. I'm not big on Philly. But that could just be me. Ashcan says, hi, Will and chat. Ashcan, appreciate you stopping by, my friend. Guitar Man says, Messi fan here, but I want Miami out. I'm assuming because you want Javier out. Pepto Bismol Guardiola says, Allende is like Miami's only good aerial defender since Miami's a team of midgets. I mean, they don't really have any height. I think Sergio Busquets is their tallest player, and he doesn't really do much for you in the air either. They definitely need to get some. That's one thing I thought they need to do. They need to get a big center back. They need to get someone who's like 6'3" plus to have someone who can finish a header, like on a cross or corners. Yeah, Frey is pretty tall too. Frey's 6'4", I think. But I think they need someone who. The only thing about Frey is that he's had so many knee injuries. I don't know how much he's willing to challenge an aerial, or not necessarily challenge an aerial, have an aerial duel, but like try to score a header off a corner or free kick, because he's worried about maybe landing on that knee wrong again, and he doesn't want to tear his ACL for a record 4th time. In other news, Diego Gomez was excellent for Brighton earlier. Yeah, he had a brace, I think. Yeah, Diego Gomez, that's a player that they miss very much on this team. They miss Diego Gomez very, very much. I think Diego Gomez has been playing so well for Brighton that I think he could potentially get a bigger move than Brighton. Like he could maybe play for a top 5 team in the Premier League, maybe go to La Liga, maybe even play in the Bundesliga or Serie A. I mean, there's going to be a lot of suitors for him, but I think he has potential to play for a bigger team. Sucks that we lost him, but happy for his development. That's good though, and that's one thing about Tata Martino that is, you have to give him credit for, is he's very, very good at scouting. He's the one who found that guy from Paraguay. No one had ever heard of Diego Gomez before, and he scouted him. He found him. He signed him for like $3.5 million. They sell him to Brighton for like $16 million. The rest is history. By the way, guys, we're about to kick off. We got 60 of you in the chat right now. Make sure you smash the like button if you haven't already. Let's try to get to 100 likes by the end of the stream. It looks like it's raining very, very heavily in Nashville right now. But make sure you like the stream down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Bunch of MLS content still to come. MLS Playoffs is just getting started. Big video tomorrow we're dropping talking about Messi's comments about the salary cap, which you're not going to miss. That's going to drop tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure you subscribe and hit that little bell notification so you don't miss any of my content, watch alongs, new videos, and everything in between. Drink Me says Messi literally finished a header last week. No, he did finish a header last week. He's been scoring goals in every which way possible you can. God, it's a rainy day in Nashville. They're getting drenched. I wonder how that's going to affect the field because, I think if the field is slick, the ball is going to move faster. So I wonder, in my score prediction, I don't think I gave a score prediction yet. I think I did give a score prediction. I think Miami's going to win 2-1 tonight. 2-1. It looks like Baltasar Rodriguez Tadia Allende is putting something else on, maybe long sleeve because it's a little chilly. Messi's got his long sleeves on too. Cold, rainy night in Nashville, Tennessee. We have officially kicked off. Let's see if Inter Miami can hold on and close out this series. Harry says, I wonder if they have a kickback on transfer fees. Brighton usually sell them to Chelsea for stupid money. Who was the I know McAllister sold to Liverpool for stupid money from Brighton. I don't remember what they sold him for, but I know that they sold him for quite a bit of money. I do think they have a little bit. I think they do have a sell-on clause for him. I just don't know what it would be. They kept a percentage of his rights. They're getting a shower from God in Nashville. Who stinks? Allende, maybe. Cringe says the faster the ball, it's an advantage for Inter Miami. Really? So you think that's better for Miami for the ball to be faster? I thought it would be a disadvantage just because the movement and there's not a lot of speed. Boosten says, which clubs in MLS have stadiums with closed roofs to shield from the rain? Atlanta, Vancouver. I think that's it. That's the only two that play in a dome. Vancouver and Atlanta. Caicedo, yeah, he sold for, he did sell for quite a bit. That doesn't look like a well, maybe I guess it does because Chelsea's not doing too well, but it didn't look that like a bad sign. It didn't look too bad at the Club World Cup. Leo Star says, "Vamos, Leo." We'll see. I mean, he's got 5 goals in the last 2 games for Inter Miami, so he's been dominating Nashville SC. And like I said before, guys, just to be honest with you, it is kind of weird to see 2 teams play 3 times in a row. It just you kind of get a little bit of fatigue for it. I wouldn't say that I'm there yet. Like, I'm not burned out. Like, I am interested because it's an elimination game, but playing the same team 3 times in a row, no one else in between, is kind of crazy. Like, it just feels very foreign to soccer. Gomez will probably fetch over 50 million pounds when he eventually is sold. And Diego Gomez is only 22 years old. And if he's performing really well right now in the Premier League, I think he definitely could sell for over 50 million pounds. I just wonder who would buy him. Is he going to stay in the Premier League? Is he going to move to a Serie A team? Is he going to move to a La Liga team? Who's going to keep, what's his status going to be? That's what I'm curious about. 3 games is okay, but the 4th one would be awful. Yeah, four games would be absolutely terrible. 4 games would be absolutely terrible. Oh, Ian Frey won it, but then how's that not a foul? Oh, tag Seth. Well, did he kick the ball at? He kicked the ball at Ian Frey. He got a yellow. Let's watch the replay on this. Tripped his feet. Wasn't tag Seth that tripped his feet, but then he kicked the ball like and it hit. It hit Ian Frey. I think the whistle was already blown though too. Yeah, that's closest. Like, what if that hit him in the head? Tag Seth has been very, very good for Nashville SC, though. He's been very good for them in 2025. He's been one of their bright spots. All right, free kick. Rodrigo de Paul. Let's see if he looks rusty. He went to go see his girlfriend in Argentina. People were complaining about it for weeks. Let's see if he looks bad. I mean, he has been disappointing overall for Inter Miami, but let's see if he has a bad game tonight. Brighton are probably going to get 100 million pounds for Carlos Baliba. Yeah, Brighton has been really, really fortunate with some of their sells and their purchases and their flipping the last couple years. Harry says, I like the fighting spirit coming from Nashville. Yeah, I do think that they're gonna play a little chippy. They're gonna have to play with an edge tonight. Rios Novo has been so much quicker than Ustari, yeah, for sure, because he's like um what is he, like 15 years younger than him? So I'm not surprised by that. I'm not surprised that he's quicker. He's definitely more athletic too. Like he's twitchier. Like he's not as twitchy as Drake Callender, but he's pretty good. I don't know if he's the answer long term. There's that report. Now, no one's gonna confirm this yet, but there's the report that Pedro Galese from Orlando City might be interested in going to Inter Miami, but I don't know if almost a bad giveaway. Nashville's able to recover it. Ish says this matchup feels like a bigger rivalry than the Florida Derby. Well, these teams play so much. Oh, nice ball from Hani Mukhtar. A little too much on it though. Oh, uh-oh. Penalty. Oh, penalty Nashville. He got around Rios Novo. He got around him. He swiped his feet. That's a penalty, I think. What do you guys think? Do you think it's a penalty? We watched the play. That was a good pass. I don't know. Was he on? Sam Surge might have been offside. It's a good pass, though, by Hani Mukhtar. He got around. Let me see if he tripped him. Let me look at this. Yeah, that's a foul. That's a penalty. If it's onside, it's a penalty. And Ace Lionel, you just jinxed your guy. He did trip him. Though that's the thing. Listen, he didn't like dismantle Sam Surge, but he did trip him. He didn't even get the ball. So I'd say that's definitely a penalty. Soft, maybe, but it's a penalty. I mean, he was able to get around. He didn't, and Rios Novo didn't touch the ball. And Rios Novo, I mean, he was just waiting for the ball to fall into his hands, and then Sam Surge took advantage of it. All right, let's see. Yeah, I don't know if he's onside, though. That's the question. All right. So if it stands, if he's onside, it will be a penalty. If he's offside, no penalty. Man, I don't know. That's close. I think he might be a little bit offside. I don't know if Noah Allen was kept him onside. All right, it's a penalty. Let's see if Rios Novo can save it. Sam Surridge, the PK king. No more. No one has more PK penalty goals than Sam Surridge. He's got like 12 or 13 this year. All right, let's see what he can do. He buries it. Nashville SC's up 1-0 over Inter Miami. In the pouring rain. There you go. Nashville SC up 1-0. Yeah, Nashville look better tonight than Miami. Yeah, Rios Novo just froze in time. I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know why he didn't pull up more, but he fouled him. Penalty given to Nashville. They converted. They're up 1-0 and they're in the driver's seat right now. They're gonna need a miraculous, they're gonna need a big performance by Messi tonight, which is normally the case anyways. They normally win and lose, based on Messi. Jaden says that was offside. It might have been. It was close. I mean, it wasn't like definitively onside, right? I mean, it was. I think Noah Allen did not keep him onside. Nashville's playing with an edge tonight. Though. I tell you, they are playing with an edge. I like the chippiness. I like the chippiness, though. This is good. They need to play with that edge. This is what's going to make the game more intense. This is what's going to make the game feel bigger, like there's stakes on the line, right? Harry says, "Is this remnant of the hurricane from Jamaica?" I don't know. I don't think so. It's not raining maybe it is. I doubt it though. Boosin says if Miami had a striker who can run, they could create a penalty like this every match from passes from Messi. I've been saying this. That's got to be their number one target is getting a striker with that DP spot open in 2025. Hani Mukhtar. I'd say this national team just has more energy tonight. They look a lot like Hani Mukhtar, the best player in club history, is starting to play a lot better than what he had been playing earlier in the season. What's Ace Lino for sure? Allende sitter tonight. I think he might miss a sitter tonight. They need him to do something though. They need him to step up. He's one of the higher paid players on the team. He needs to play better. So Nashville throw in. So Nashville have not lost consecutive home games this year. So they lost their last game to the Inter Miami, but they have not lost consecutive home games at Nashville this year. All right, throw in. Nahar to Mukhtar. God, Mukhtar just looks so much better tonight. He looks way more lively. Out of bounds, though. It's going to be a throw in for Inter Miami. Any updates on Region? Not that I know of. I think they just have to. I don't think they can announce anything until after the season. Oh, bad giveaway. I don't think they can. Mr. I don't think they can announce anything until probably next year. But I still think he'll be an Inter Miami player because that's why I think it's a part of why Jordi Alba retired is retiring because they have something lined up for his replacement. The Hebrew Hammer says Miami classless. Well, that's okay. So there's 0-6-3 versus Nashville. Miami or Nashville has never beaten Miami since Messi has been with Miami. Allende. You know who's been unnoticeable this game? It's the guy with the ball right now. God, he's so slow. Messi. Oh, Messi just wide right. Flags up though. God, Messi, he looks drenched. He looks like he just got out of the pool. Ooh. But I was about to say Suárez, he was probably offside though. La Tortuga's probably offside, but he's so slow he probably could have stayed onside. He just doesn't have the speed. That's the problem with the wet pitch is that the ball moves so fast. I don't think he can catch up to that. The ball just moves so much quicker. I don't think he would have been able. That would have been a nice finish if Messi had been able to score that. I just don't think he's able to. I don't think he's going to be able to do much tonight. Suarez. I think you haven't noticed him tonight. They need that striker so bad. Harry says he's a free agent, so there should be no problem announcing he just can't play until next year. I know, but MLS is weird. They do stuff like that. I don't. I mean, sometimes you can announce a deal early like that, but I think they're just going to wait. Messi missed a sitter. I mean, there was he should have made it, but it would have been offside anyway. Miami's game plan is complain, start fights, have moments of brilliance, give the ball to Messi, and complain to Paul falling in the wind, draw a foul that isn't a foul, and score. You pull this down a little bit. There we go. "15 minutes in, Nashville looked like the better team. Inter Miami kind of looked like, how most people would look in the rain. You'd look like you don't want to be here. Like, I mean, I wouldn't say they've been inherently bad, but, with the weather, people would not want to play in this weather. People would want to hang out in this weather. They won't do anything in this weather, right? That's how Miami kind of looked. Like, they just don't want to be here. Suarez hasn't been noticeable outside of that last play where he was inside the box and couldn't catch the ball. I haven't noticed Jordi Alba tonight. Uh, haven't noticed Allende tonight, which some of you might say is a good thing because Allende's terrible. Baltasar Rodriguez has been a ghost night too. So many players have just been very unnoticeable tonight. Ani Mukhtar. See that ball just moves so fast in the rain, the water, wet grass. Just moves so quick. That was a good look from Hani Mukhtar though. Amy says, "I bet Messi scores." Um, yeah, I think there's a good. If there's anyone who's going to, it would be him. Andy Nahar passes out wide. Back to Andy Nahar. Tries to cross it. Falcone blocks out of bounds for a throw in. Two midfielders with yellow cards. Miami should target them hard. We'll see if they do. I don't know if so. Tag Seth has a yellow, and then I think Acosta has a yellow. Ish says Miami always getting successfully rage baited. Yeah, well, let's hope it's not a Seattle Sounders. Let's hope it's not a Leagues Cup 2.0 in the final where there's an absolute brawl at the end of the game. Let's hope that doesn't happen. But it's true that normally when things amp up, the temperature gets dialed up. They do normally they can't keep their composure. See, what is Suarez supposed to do there? He's slow. I mean, he's trying to win possession, but if he got it, what's he going to do? He can't. His hold up play. He's just so ineffective. Will? Oh, over the goal, over the post. Nashville is kicking Miami's ass in the first 20 minutes, guys. Like, that's just what's happening. They're kicking their ass. This is a terrible showing by Inter Miami so far in the first 20 minutes. And keep in mind, if they lose, this would be the first time in the history of the club they've beaten Messi at Inter Miami. They're 0-6-3. Oh God, that was so close. That's definitely Paul's purpose in life. Rage bait. Man was trying to look at the last name is who are you, then felt like baby learning how to walk when he got nudged. Okay. Busen says the whole squad with the excuse me. The whole squad with the bench and coach is bad. It's literally a 138-year-old middle-aged man carrying the team. The team is not good around Messi, that's for sure. And that's one thing. God, that was a terrible giveaway by DePaul. Oh my God. But that's true. This team is being propped up by Messi for sure. I agree. That's the problem. They need better players around. They can't keep signing these aging stars. They need to sign the best player available. They need to sign like their number one target for this DP spot should be a striker who's 26 years old, who scored 20 goals plus in his last domestic league or whatever league he played in last. They need to sign a 26 to 27-year-old, 20 plus goal scoring striker. That's with a little bit of pace. That's what this team needs. That's what they need. Harry says BJ lit their fire under their asses. He has. Oh, nice pass from DePaul to Suárez. Suárez around the keeper. Hits the post. Oh, my God, dude. He's so bad. He's so bad. Rich says they've been overrated all season. Mediocre team with a stud player. It's true. I agree. I agree 100%. I don't think Miami's that good outside of Messi. They're not good. There's only like take away the retiring players, right? There's probably only like 2 guys in the starting 11 that I would keep in the starting 11. They've wasted so many years with these players that are Messi's old friends instead of signing the best available players. And it feels like they've missed opportunities. They probably should have won at least one MLS Cup by now. And it's because they sign friends instead of best players available. Luis Suárez is cooked, man. He's cooked. Look, he's done. He's been done. And here's the thing: they're talking about having him sign an extension for 2 years. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. "20 minutes in, 1-0. I mean, this. Oh, that ball just moves so fast on the wet pitch. But I just if they like Inter Miami can turn around in the drop of a hat, like they have that potential because of number 10. But I just think that Nashville SC, the way they're playing tonight, they're not playing bad. They're playing very, very good. So even if Miami turn it on, they could. I just think Miami is going to struggle tonight. Will with the ball passes out wide to Zimmerman. This is not Zimmerman, actually. Amy says we are screwed. I think you could be. If they play like so, this is kind of how Miami were playing last game, except Nashville weren't playing good last game, and Messi was playing good last game. But the team around Messi last match was not playing very good. They weren't playing very good. And so, but he saved the day. And today, Nashville's playing good, and everyone's playing bad right now, or at least they're doing a good job of eliminating and taking chances away from Messi. And they're just absolutely destroying. They're destroying Miami right now. Michael Pelly says it seems like Inter Miami can afford to buy one of the best Argentina League prime age players instead of Brazilian team getting them. No, I agree. They should. Like there is absolutely. And look, when the offseason comes and we're talking about rumored players and who's going to sign who, and we start getting players linked to the teams, we'll talk about more, in depth there. But there's absolutely no reason why, even though I love Neymar, I love him. He's one of my favorite players of all time. I absolutely love him, and I would love to see him in MLS. But there's absolutely no reason this aging team should sign him. They need to sign the best player they can possibly get, not the biggest name, not the biggest brand, not the all-time leading goal scorer and so league that's 36 years old and it's a friend of Messi. They need to go sign the best player they can possibly get. They need to go spend probably $15 to $20 million on a striker who's got some pace and who still has years left in the tank. Like a 26-year-old. That's like the prime age I would be targeting, is like a 26, 27-year-old striker who could score 20 plus goals. And can you imagine a striker like that with some pace in front of Messi, Messi behind him, Silvetti on the right side, Baltasar Rodriguez on the left side? That would be an incredible, incredible lineup. Good pass from Messi. Allende's not able to get to it. Nashville is able to. Joe Willis boots it deep. As a team, Miami is a joke. They just have Messi, and that's a cheat code. I mean, the team is bad collectively. It's bad. It's not good. Ish says DePaul has been so bad. It's crazy. It's a shame that they have to buy him because he's not good, or at least he hasn't been good. And look, I want to say this too. I do think a lot of the deficiencies as a team has to do with Javier Mascherano being an absolutely terrible manager. But at a certain point, we haven't seen anything relatively positive from Rodrigo DePaul. So you can only blame Javier Mascherano so much. Sam Sturridge making the run. Busquets plays it back to Rios Novo. It is so easy if you only need to defend one single player with no threat from the rest. That's true. And you clog the midfield, and that really hurts Inter Miami when you do that. Neymar with his injury history is so risky and is not worth paying more than a TAM deal, which would be crazy for Neymar, even in his current state. But here's the thing, too. If Neymar came on such little wages, he would have no reason to put in a lot of effort because he's not making a lot of money. He's here on a discount. He's doing them a favor. God knows what he would be getting into if he was here on a TAM deal. He would do whatever the hell he wants. God, Rios Novo. They're showing the replay of the penalty, and if you guys aren't watching, and it's very indecisive, and they there's a laundry list of positions that Inter Miami need to improve in the offseason. I mean, they need a goalkeeper, they need a center back, they need some midfield depth, they need another winger, they need a striker. I mean, they need a bunch of things. Jaden the Man says, Mascherano is getting the Vanny treatment. He's going to be the manager next season no matter what happens. Well, maybe. I mean, that would be a disaster to waste a year on him, especially if I think Mukhtar was fouled there, but there's no call. I think it'd be a disaster to keep him if Xavi Hernandez wanted this job, which I think maybe he does for the right price. DePaul was a good player, though. Like in the summer, he was a good player. Yeah, I mean, the team around him is not very good, though. And the tactics aren't very good either. Alvarez would cost $80 million minimum just on transfer. I think he'd probably cost more than that. And they're not going to pay that for Julian Alvarez. And there's no way he would come here at that age. I'm talking, when I say 26-year-old, I'm talking about someone from Argentina, someone from Brazil, someone from maybe a smaller European league. Neymar would be partying all day. He probably would. He probably would. They can't afford that. He's injured. He's his time divvied up is 50% partying, 40% injured, 10% playing. Good pass to Messi. Good block. Dryer 2.0. Yeah, there's guys like that all over the place. I mean, Cincinnati bought a good striker, Kevin Denke from the Belgian league. $17 million for him. He was the Golden Boot winner in the Belgian league in 2023, 2024. $17 million for a guy like that. They're everywhere. Jane says Neymar returned today. Yeah, plus I think those rumors are dead anyways because I think he's going to end up re-signing with Santos anyway, so I'm not really too worried about it. I don't think he's going to leave. Santos. By the way, guys, we got 75 people in the chat right now. If you haven't already, make sure you guys give us a like down below. Let's try to get to 100 likes on the stream. think we're at 25 right now. Make sure you smash the like button down below, share with a friend. Nashville beating Inter Miami pretty bad right now, which means there'll be a game 3, which we got you covered. We're going to be covering every single one of these games. So make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already so you don't miss any of the MLS playoff content or just MLS content in general. And also make sure you hit the little bell notification so you are up to date on all the newest videos. Don't forget 5% is with his sister. Mr. Mister says, I think DePaul has had one good game, and it was like his second game. I'm not convinced DePaul and Yannick Bright can play together. Yeah, I know, and that's they just signed Yannick Bright to an extension. They just signed Yannick Bright to an extension, and so he's not going anywhere. And DePaul, here's the crazy part: Inter Miami are obligated to buy DePaul because of that deal that Atletico Madrid made with them to where he wouldn't be a DP this year. They loaned him for the remaining part of the season. They have to buy him. They can't back out of it no matter what. They have to purchase Rodrigo DePaul. So there's no way that they can pull out of this deal. Michael Pelly says, Mascherano would be such a bad coach for him too. Although MLS did work out his recovery league for Zlatan, he would have to have the desire too. Did you say someone earlier? Who are you talking about? Neymar? Oh, Neymar. Yes, Neymar. Yeah, it would be a disaster. I think. I don't think he'd be a very good manager for Neymar. Ian Frey out wide. Oh God, missed opportunity. A lot of space Ian Frey had. So bad. Rodrigo DePaul's down. He looks like he's injured. Might just be one of his typical fall downs, though. It seems like Miami is only targeting Spanish-speaking transfers. No way they would get like a Dutch, Swedish, or Polish player, etc. Now, there is some truth to that, but I think if they were able to get a manager like Xavi, that would maybe change. He would just want to sign the best player available, but that's a good point. I'm not going to say that's not true. They do mostly sign South Americans. Eric Saul says, I could see Santi Jimenez coming to MLS. He continues stinking it up at Milan. Yeah, maybe. That would be an interesting potential signing, but I think they spent a lot on him at Milan from PSV. DePaul is a baby. Frey hasn't been able to link the play forward. He's not been very good in the attack the last couple games. Look how deep Messi's having to come back for the ball to get the run of play started, get the attack started, because there's nobody else who can do it. So your leading scorer, the only guy who can really score goals in this team, is having to go past the midfield that deep to try to get the attack going. That's the problem. That's the problem. Does MLS have foreign players squad limit? Yeah, you can only sign 8 international players, but you can trade for international spots from other teams, international roster spots. And so, but your base is 8, but a player can get a green card so they don't take one up anymore, and you can trade for him. Because if that wasn't the case, Inter Miami would half their squad would be ineligible, honestly. Do I think Xavi was good at Barcelona? Yeah, I think he was good at Barcelona. I think he kind of got screwed a little bit, honestly. Because when he was coaching Barcelona, they couldn't buy anybody, which you could argue they still can't, but it's a little bit better than it was when he was there. They couldn't buy anybody. They had to get people on free transfers or loan or, the academy. That's the only way they were getting players. It felt like they were running a freaking MLS team. Honestly, I feel like they were running an MLS team. They couldn't buy players. They had to give them on free transfers or loans or their academy. And he was able to win the league in 2022, 2023. He came in second place in 23-24, but I think he got screwed, honestly. Oh, God, beautiful pass from Messi to Jordi Alba. Oh my God, he's so bad. Okay, who said that he was going to make considered that he should have scored that. He should have scored that. Do you see this shit? Oh my God, he's the worst player on the pitch. Look at this shit. Tadio Yende is so bad. He is so bad. Bobby says, will you be doing any watch-alongs for Vancouver? Okay, so my plan is I'm doing Miami LAFC in the first round, and then the semifinals. No, quarterfinals. It'll be the quarterfinals next. I'm gonna be doing all the games as much as I can. All the games in the quarterfinals. So after this is done, because there's just so many games, there's 3 games each, possibly 3 games each round or each matchup could go to best of 3 matches, and then there's 8 matchups. So that's 24 possible games. Just too much. Just a lot of games. I'm telling you right now, yes, I agree with Boost, and he says he could have 20 goals. If they had someone who could just finish, like imagine if you could get Suárez off because he has no speed, he can't finish at this point, he's just completely useless. And then you take Allende's missed opportunities, you take both of them off the team, and then you get someone competent who can finish chances. I mean, Messi won the Golden Boot this year. If they had someone who could finish these chances, I don't think Messi would win the Golden Boot because Messi would be setting up the guy scoring probably 30 a year. I'll say this too. I will say this about Inter Miami. If Inter Miami don't sign a striker this offseason, and I'm talking about a DP striker. I'm not talking about some BS, flyer guy like a Bondo who hasn't even played for him, or Tadio Allende, who was supposed to be a striker, and now he's playing a right wing. If they don't sign a striker with that third DP spot, they are absolutely idiots. They are not going to win anything. They're stupid, incompetent dumbasses. That's just the truth. Michael Pelly says Salvetti needs to come in. He does need to come in, but he probably won't because Javier Mascherano is a terrible manager. Really bad manager. Mr. says to the tune of that's Amori. When the ball hits your knee while you sit in row 3, that's a Yende. He's so bad. And I don't know if he actually is the worst. That was a bad giveaway by Noah Allen. See, Noah Allen should not be starting next year either. I just know you can't have. Listen, I'm not like discriminating against like shorter center backs. I know there's been some really good ones, but I just don't think that this team has got to have an enforcer back there. They cannot have a 5'9" left back who's converted to center back. They need to have a true enforcer in the back on the back line. Raheem Sterling used to be able to finish tap-ins put on a silver plate by KDB, but he's now 30 years old and a 50-year-old body. That's true. Raheem Sterling's fall off has been insane compared to like what he was at one point when he was playing for Liverpool, right? Liverpool, and then obviously he played for Manchester City. And then is he at Chelsea right now still? Raheem Sterling? I mean, he was really good at Manchester City. Baltasar Rodriguez hasn't done anything tonight either. Like so many players. Oh, nice. Oh. Do you see what I'm saying though, guys? Like there's just so many players that just do nothing on this team. So many players that just don't do like you can't just completely rely on Messi. You're setting yourself up for disappointment. Like you can't because if they eliminate him from the game or do a good job of taking him out of the game, who's stepping up? Who stepped up tonight for Inter Miami? Nice play to Sam Surridge. DePaul. He tried to back heel. Goes off of Ian Frey for Nashville SC throw in. How is that not a? That seemed like that would definitely be Nashville's ball. It looked like it went off of Ian Frey. Jane says the Sterling is still at Chelsea collecting $300,000 a week. That's insane money for Raheem Sterling. Michael Pelly says, "Great chant, Mister Mister. You sound like you might be English. Hats off to you." He is English. He is English. He's very English. Harry says, supposedly training with the U15 at 10 p.m. or 5 a.m. Mr. Mister says, yeah, Sterling was on loan at Arsenal last year. He was shit. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, he's like the Rooney of like aging horribly, peaking early. Oh, Mukhtar. Oh, what a strike by Mukhtar. Good save by Rios Novo. What a strike by Hani Mukhtar. Great strike. Corner for Nashville SC. Isn't Kevin De Bruyne already hurt, which is why San Diego FC didn't pony up the DP money for him? I just don't really think he wanted to come to MLS unless he was going to be paid a king's ransom. Like, I don't think he wanted to come to Major League Soccer making, $6 to $8 million. I think he wanted to be paid $15-18 million a year. And they weren't going to pay that. Good flick, but Mukhtar crosses it. No one there. Allen just had a moment, but when his true colors come to surface, he gets absolutely destroyed and bullied. Yeah, I just don't think I don't think he's a long-term answer at center back for Inter Miami. I think they're gonna have to find like I said, an enforcer back there. I'm not even sure if Maxi Falcone is an answer as a starting center back. I don't know if he's an answer. I think he plays too erratic, and I don't think he's consistent enough. Messi passes out wide. Jordi Alba. Alba tries to cross it. Willis able to save it. Harry says KDB with the quad muscle pulled would still outrun Suárez. Oh, and Chucky Lozano's returning. Yeah, there's 2 more games after this. There's San Diego FC versus Portland, and then Vancouver versus Dallas. Yamamoto is going to win MVP, best pitcher on the planet Earth. Are they winning right now? Are they beating the Blue Jays? Is he pitching again already? Oh, they got Ohtani pitching tonight. Interesting. Player can roll on the ground and still beat Suárez. It's probably true. Mukhtar. We're almost 42 minutes in. 42 minutes in. Did he get tripped up? Mukhtar. He's trying to get a foul. Just think this has been a very bad half for Nashville SC or for Inter Miami. Nashville SC's just dominated. Nashville SC's dominated Inter Miami. Ooh, Ian Frey probably should have called there. Suárez has mastered the art of moving so incredibly slow that he appears invisible to the human eye. Drax reference. Falcone's only redeeming features he's not Alvarez. That isn't a compliment. Yeah, no, Maxi Falcone is he was supposed to be much better than what he's been. He's not very good. He started a bunch of Copa Libertadores games for Colo Colo in Chile, and I thought that would be a good addition because of his experience, but hasn't really worked out that way. Michael Pelly says, "Do you think it's possible for an MLS team to use a DP attacker, midfielder, and defender model?" I don't think so. I don't think you ever see a return on a DP center back. You damn sure don't see it on a DP fullback. But you're not going to get the return on a center back. The center, if you have a designated player center back, they have to be the best center back in the league. Zimmerman's making like 3.5 million. Good takeaway by Will. But if you're a designated player center back, you got to be one of the best in the league. Zimmerman's making 3.5 million a year, which is like what 60, 70K a week. He's not worth that. Yeah, it's back. Oh, good save by Rios Novo. Out of bounds for a corner. Inter Miami's hanging on for dear life right now. This attack for Nashville SC, this looks so good. Like they look way better. They look way better than Inter Miami. All right, corner. Oh, oh, there it is. Nashville SC's up 2-0. Bauer. Not good. Inter Miami might be in trouble. Listen, this is what happened last time. Last time Inter Miami won game 1 against Atlanta United, everybody was feeling good about it. Everybody thought that they were, no big deal. They were going to sweep Atlanta United, especially because Atlanta United was not a very good team. And then Atlanta United won the final 2 matches. Won the final 2 matches, but 2-0 down. Inter Miami's in trouble. Poor defending. Who the hell is supposed to be marking him? Look like Ian Frey. Nobody was marking Bauer. Or Ian Frey was trying to and just did a terrible job. He just kept raising his hands. But hey, they're down 2-0. Miami didn't learn their lesson last year. I don't think so. Listen, if we're being honest, I've said this numerous times. This roster is not better than last year's roster. This is a worse roster with a worse coach. We got 3 minutes of added time, by the way. But this is a worse roster with a worse coach. So you can only imagine how that probably is going to end. And I've been saying this, we'll talk more about it at halftime, but when Messi doesn't play up to a certain level, and he's not had a bad game. He's the only one that you've really noticed in this game. But when he doesn't play his absolute best, they normally don't win because nobody else can step up. Nobody else can step up. There's no one else that's taking the mantle or even remotely doing anything that's impactful for this team. Giveaway. Mukhtar looking for Surridge. He would have been offside. Jun Song says, "I will be so upset if Inter Miami cannot make it to the finals. We want to see Son versus Messi. LOL." Yeah, I just don't think that's probably going to happen. I just don't think Miami has the squad or the coach to do it. Michael Pelly says, "Was Gomez on Inter Miami a better player than DePaul right now?" 100% he was, like for sure. I think he was. I think he was way better than DePaul. Lost a lot of good players. A lot of good players. Ian Frey, right into Joe Willis's hands. The Hebrew Hammer says Messi has to be goated in his performance to win. He has to have a really good game for this team to win. If he just has even, like I said, an average game, they normally lose. They're not good enough. They don't have the players around him to step up. Like this is a scenario in Messi's career where he doesn't have players that are even close to the same quality as him. So he has to just do so much more in order for the team to win. Mr. Mister says, thing is, Seattle showed you the blueprint to beat Miami. Vargas and Roldan didn't let Messi breathe. All right, that's the halftime. Inter Miami is down 2-0 to Nashville SC in the first half. Every single game, guys. If this is your first one, watch along with us. We always grade the first half. We give it a 1 through 10 performance grade, 1 being absolutely terrible shit, 10 being incredible. What would you rate that first half performance by Inter Miami versus Nashville SC after they're down 2-0? What would you give Inter Miami's first half performance? I'm going to go ahead and give you mine because I've got a lot to say about it, and we're going to talk more about it in the post game. But unless things happen, Michael Pelé says -2. I think it's a 1. I think it's a 1 because the team has just been very flat. They haven't had a lot of opportunities or created any chances. The only player that I've noticed in a positive light, and honestly just noticed in general, has been Messi. And it's not because I'm just watching him. Like normally, I mean, I notice other players. Of course, I notice other players, but he's the only player that I've seen do anything remotely impactful for Inter Miami in this match outside of Rocco Rios Novo because he's had to make several saves. But this has been one of the worst performances I've seen collectively as a team for Inter Miami. Suárez, a ghost. Baltasar Rodriguez, ghost. Tadio Allende, probably wish he was a ghost because if he was a ghost, he wouldn't be missing sitters like he did earlier in the game. Ian Frey, non-existent in the final third. No crosses are bad. Jordi Alba, non-existent. Maxi Falcone, running like a crazy person. Noah Allen, mid. DePaul, mid. Busquets, mid. I think it's Messi looks decent, right? He's not his best game, but not bad. He's the only player on the team that's doing anything. They're down 2-0. And I don't want to just say, I don't want to say that I don't want to take anything away from Nashville SC because I think Nashville SC is just punching them in the mouth. Like they're just playing very, very well and they're frustrating them. So Nashville SC deserve a lot of credit, but I think Inter Miami, they're 1 out of 10. They're having one of the worst performances I've seen this season. By the way, it's halftime. If you guys haven't already, we've got 77 people in the chat. Make sure you guys smash the like button down below. We're at 33 likes. Let's try to get to 50 before the end of half. Make sure you smash the like button down below if you haven't already. Also, subscribe to the channel. We got the rest of this. We've got the post-game recap, which is going to drop as soon as this is over with. And we also have a huge video tomorrow with my good friend Fabian Rankel talking about Inter Miami, talking about Messi's comments about the salary cap and letting teams sign whoever they want. Is it good? Is it bad? Will it happen? Great video that's dropping tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern. You're not going to miss. So make sure you subscribe and hit that little bell notification so you don't miss any of the videos. Let's read some of these scores. The -2 is pretty funny. 0 shots on target, 0 rating. Tony Fiddler says 0. Mr. Mister says 1. Michael Pelé says, just saying if none of the 3 are there. Yeah. Let's see if we got any other scores. Yeah, make sure you drop your score 1 through 10 on which you would grade Inter Miami's performance in the first half. I would give Nashville SC probably an 8 out of 10, by the way. I'd give Nashville SC an 8. I'd give Inter Miami a 1 out of 10 in the first half based on their performances. Do you think Miami could sign Osimhen? He would be so good with Messi, and he plays in Turkey, so he's willing to come to a small league. Yeah, but that's the thing. Napoli loaned him and his they want like 75, 80 million euros for him. That's just there's no way they're going to do that. Hebrew Hammers, that was an 8 for Nashville. Too many missed chances to be I agree. I agree. K San says Taylor Twellman, can we give him a -9? I can't listen to him anymore. Yeah, it's not good. Not good. Silvetti is coming in the second half. Possibly. I doubt it though. I don't know if he I don't know. I don't think that Javier Mascherano is going to make any substitutions. That's not what he does. He never makes subs at the half. Wusen says, "Wonder what the owners are thinking watching this on TV. Deluded." Well, I think that they're probably there. What in the Inter Miami MLS playoffs is going on here? Inter Miami's gonna pull the trigger at halftime. Are you talking about substitutions or firing Javier Mascherano? Hacker says the first half is too poor. What the F was that? Yende is the best costume for Halloween, a ghost. I don't even know if he's a ghost. Ghost, at least if he was a ghost, you could make the argument of why the ball went through him, it phased through him, right? But like he's worse. He wishes he was a ghost. How the hell did Tadio Yende is earning $1 million? It's bad money. They're not seeing a return on that for sure. They're getting absolutely fleeced on that deal. Cringe says the team was off, but we did have chances, but didn't make anything happen. Baltasar looked terrible. We need Segovia. That is an interesting. I do think in the second half, I would consider bringing in Segovia and bringing in Salvetti in the second half. Hacker says Nashville FC creating so many chances. They are good at defense too. They all are closing Messi's doors. He is not even able to operate anything. Busquets, what is he doing? Not much. Will, why Miami does this every time? Can't they just go sweeping for once? I, it's because the team isn't that good. When you peel back the layers and look at the roster outside of Messi, this team's not very good. Hey, Will, you have to answer me this question: how DePaul is earning $3 million despite being a TAM player? Because that's what he's making for the half a season, meaning that's what his full salary would be this year. But he's only making like half that this year. It's like 1.5 mil. So that's why they can buy him down because it's only like 3 months, a 3 month salary. I don't know what he's going to be making next year, though. Robert Lewandowski is coming to Miami next. That would be a disaster. Inter Miami should fire Javier Mascherano's ass. I agree. And listen, I think that could, if they don't do some significant damage in this playoffs, he will not make it. He won't survive. They'll get rid of him. And he shouldn't survive. Why should he stay if they don't make it? They don't advance in the playoffs. Why should he stay? Why should he stay? Cali Rex says, I think if Miami does beat Nashville, they're going to struggle against Cincinnati. Yeah, I agree. I just don't even know if they can get past Nashville though at this point. I don't know if they can. Michael Pelly says cold and rain are not good on old knees. You know what else isn't good on old knees? Being old. Sign some youth. Like that's my perspective. Like don't sign old players then. Silvetti and Segovia needed very badly. How is Allende a professional player? He knew somebody possibly. Like he it's all maybe some connections. SPH says they are back again doing the same thing. Cringe says Miami tends to readjust very well. They're realizing the fight is in the midfield. I wouldn't be surprised if Bright comes in to put a stop on the Nashville FC mid block. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised either, but that's the thing is I don't know if Javier Mascherano is not normally a big time he's not normally a halftime substituter. Like I don't know if he's going to make any subs at the half. That's not really his thing. I could be wrong though, but I don't think that's really his thing. I could be wrong though. Rocky says, "Will, you're awesome. Best watch alongs in the business." Rocky, I appreciate that, my friend. Jake was asking about you the other day. It was the LAFC watch along. He was wondering where you were at. He was missing his Timbers buddy. Timothy Park says defense was poor for Inter Miami. Well, listen, we talked about this earlier in the stream. I don't know when you popped in, Timothy, but the whole team has been pretty bad outside of Messi. They've been bad. K-Sen said, chat, let's stop the negative train. How are we coming back in the second half? Okay, let's talk about that because, we don't have much time. It's 2-0. Inter Miami is obviously getting exposed or not doing very well. What is your second half prediction for this game? Who's going to win? What's your score prediction for the second half? And if Inter Miami were to make a comeback, what would you do to make that comeback? How are they going to be able to turn this around? How can Inter Miami make a turnaround and come back down 2-0? Because even if they tie it up, it goes to penalties. So they need 3 goals to win it, or they're going to have to get 2 and try to win it in penalties. So it's quite the deficit right now. I'm thinking it's going to be like probably 3-0 based on what I saw. I think it's going to be 3-0. I just don't see Inter Miami really picking it up. I think that they're probably going to go ahead and I don't want to say they're going to concede and they're just going to like let them win, but I do think that their mind is maybe moving on to game 3 and hoping to close out at home, which is not necessarily a good mindset. I just think based on the way Nashville has contained, I don't even say contain Messi because I wouldn't even say that, but they just haven't been giving a lot of breathing room. They've made it harder for him to get other players involved. They've just focused on him clamping the ball. Just clogging the midfield is the way to frustrate Inter Miami. That's what they're doing. Nashville SC is. I think it's gonna be 3-0. I don't think Inter Miami is gonna be able to come back. Now, if I were going to make a comeback and predict, hey, how does Inter Miami make the comeback? How are they going to be able to beat Nashville SC? Like most of you agree, I agree with. You bring in Segovia and you bring in Matteo Savetti. Get that speed on the wing, get that playmaking ability, and it can help open things up because when they clamp down Messi, it gives them a chance to open things up and have some play out wide and maybe free Messi up a little bit to make some runs inside the box. But they're probably not going to do that. I would be shocked. I would be absolutely shocked if Javier Mascherano made any substitutions in this game after the first half, at the start of the second half. I'd be surprised if he made any substitutions. I'd be completely surprised. So a lot of you agree. I see a lot of people saying bring Segovia in, bring Savetti in. Some are even saying bring Brighton. But if you bring in Yannick Bright, are you taking him out for Busquets or are you taking him out for Rodrigo de Paul? Because if you take him out for Rodrigo de Paul, then you're pretty much conceding, yeah, Rodrigo de Paul was asked this game. So maybe he shouldn't have went and seen his girlfriend play in the concert in Argentina because he's not played very well today. He hasn't played very well all season long, but he hasn't played very well today. Only way they win is trying to get Nashville to foul them, opening the game up for Miami. On set pieces, it's the only way I see it. Well, the midfield, too. The midfielders already have yellow cards for Inter Miami or for Nashville SC. The other way would be to replace Mascherano at halftime. Well, that probably wouldn't happen. But it's funny because you would think, based on how anti-substitution Javier Mascherano is, there might be a better chance of that happening than him actually making a sub at the half. Would Silvetti or Rodriguez be better at up top? Probably Silvetti, honestly. Probably Silvetti. But Baltasar Rodriguez is not doing it. He's been a ghost too. There's been a lot of ghosts. Halloween ended yesterday, and there's a bunch of people dressed up like ghosts tonight. A lot of ghosts tonight, even though Halloween ended yesterday. Okay, subbed off Rios Novo. I mean, I think he's the one keeping them in this game. I wouldn't sub him off. I think he's the one keeping them in the match. I wouldn't sub off Rocco after. I mean, they did score 2 goals. One of them was a penalty, and obviously the one on the cross or the corner. But he's had a lot of key saves tonight. If it wasn't for Rocco, I don't know if they would. I mean, it'd probably be like 3 or 4-0. DePaul and Bright are too similar. You need a runner and a ball player, ideally in the midfield. Yeah, I do agree with that, but it's like if you take DePaul off, then you're just the narrative about the concert's just going to be crazy. Of course, the way they're playing right now, it's probably going to be crazy, regardless if he plays a full 90 or not. But this is, not been good. But the plus side is if they did get bounced, if Inter Miami did get bounced, maybe that would help the narrative with what Messi's pushing about the about the letting teams spend more. Yeah, looks like there's not going to be any changes whatsoever. Looks like the exact starting 11 is coming back on to the second in the second half for Inter Miami. So no changes. Bondo hat trick. Tactical changes, I hope. I wouldn't bet on it. I just don't think they're I don't think they're going to do anything like that. I don't think they're going to really change much. Okay, so there is a substitution. So Talasco Segovia is coming out or coming into the game, and Noah Allen is coming out of the game. So I'm assuming they're going to put Sergio Busquets at center back. Yeah, I think Sergio Busquets will probably play center back then. So Segovia's coming in. Messi, he's freezing right now, which is funny. It's not even that. I don't think it's even that cold, really. It's wet though, so I guess the wind, cold, wet rain, wind probably does make it feel a little colder. Joe Willis with the smelling salts. Michael Pele says 3-second half assist for the turtle. La Tortuga with 3 assists, maybe. At this point, just to get the best, Mr. Mister was saying that Yannick Bright and Rodrigo De Paul play the same position, but honestly, at this point, I would probably put Sergio Busquets at center back next to Maxi Falcone, and then have Yannick Bright and uh, Rodrigo De Paul in the midfield. But that's just me. So yeah, they got Segovia in the midfield, and they've got Sergio Busquets playing at center back now. But honestly, Segovia playing that deep is I don't think he's really a good central midfielder like that. I do like Sergio Busquets as a center back, though. I really do like that. Ooh, giveaway. Yeah, the game's second half is back started. Mr. Mitchell says, "Why is Allende still out there? Mascherano is a moron. He's not very smart. He's too loyal to bad players." Jordi Alba finds Rodriguez. Rodriguez kind of pushed a little bit by Andy Nahar. Who is the announcer that can't help but throat Inter Miami with commentary? Talking about Taylor Twellman? That's funny. Busquets plays it out. Ian Frey. DePaul looking for Messi. Too high. Headed away by Nashville. Amy says, "Hey, Will, I'm so disappointed that Inter Miami is going to lose." Well, yeah, they just this is one of the worst games I've seen them play in a while. They haven't played well, and Nashville SC's kind of dominated the whole match. Ish says Mastrano just did the same thing that made them eat three in the league's cup, taking out a defender for more offense instead of the useless forward in Suárez or Allende. Look at Suárez trying to make that run, dude. Zimmerman was literally just like pacing, like he wasn't even running. He was just like a very, very brisk jog there. Suárez was running as hard as he could, and he was still slower than Zimmerman. I'm not watching the World Series. What's the still 0-0? They're not playing with a lot of urgency still. Miami, they're kind of still playing a little bit. The attack looks very lackluster right now. Not a lot of urgency. I mean, it is only 49 minutes in the game, but they're not looking too good. Suarez. Miami is the one team that could have used a long break that comes with a 2-game sweep. They just can't do themselves any favors, assuming they don't come back. I would be very surprised if they come back being down 2-0. I mean, they've just been dominated. It might get worse. I said 3-0 after the half. I don't think Nashville SC's done scoring. Suarez is not able to do anything urgently. Good pass. Oh, Surge just let it play through. I think he thought someone was behind him or there was a dummy. He was going to try to dummy that. Miami has a 3% chance of winning this match now. Ooh, good pass to Nahar. Oh, good pass to Surge. Surge. Oh my God, Surge. That was so close. It was just a little too high. It almost looked like it went through the goal. That was so close by Surge. Good pass by Andy Nahar, though. Good setup by Nahar to Surge. Good shot, too. That was so close. So close. See how far wide it was. It was very, very close. Just barely wide. Just barely wide. In the words of Joaquin Phoenix and the Joker, you get what you effing deserve, and Mastro deserves this. Yeah. I mean, bad tactics, bad adjustments, stupid decisions. Mascherano out. Nahar. Will gets fouled. Best watch along channel. You don't say like every other word. Thank you. I appreciate it. I try not to. Is there a lot of people that say that every other word? They just said Miami only lost one game when trailing by 2 goals or less. They said Miami's only lost one game. Yeah, but Nashville SC they've not lost 2 games back to back. So, they've not lost 2 games back to back at home. So, I'd rather be Nashville than Inter Miami right now. I just Inter Miami doesn't have anyone else stepping up right now for them. They don't have anyone else stepping up for them. So if you take Messi out of the game, I mean, look how many guys are around him right now. There's 4 guys in the vicinity of him. If you take him out or try to, Messi, as good as he is, if you got 4 guys around him, I mean, what's he supposed to do? Who's stepping up? No one's stepping up with the opportunities. Okay, Salvetti's coming in. That's a good move. Salvetti's coming in. They should have, yeah. Tolman has said they should have made that change at halftime, which is what us chat said as well. Salvetti should have came in at halftime, but Mascherano's a dumbass and he didn't do it. I mean, he makes bad decisions. So, but Salvetti, and that's the thing. Salvetti should be starting at this point. They shouldn't be coming off the bench. He's not a super sub. Tadio Allende's cooked. He's not good. He's been bad all season long. They need to just roll with Matteo Salvetti. Will he have a better season in 2026? Probably, but why not go ahead and try to start transitioning that now, trying to get him acclimated into the starting 11 for 2026 now? That's just my perspective on it. Oh, so Baltasar's coming in. They're keeping Tadio Allende? Now, listen, Baltasar's been bad too. I can't say he hasn't. He's been shit. But I thought that Tadio Allende was going to come out before Matteo Salvetti. Pass to Allende. Oh. The word like is an epidemic. It's so bad people don't even realize they or others are saying it. Listen and you will hear. No, I agree with that. I try to phase out of my vocabulary. They just said that, all right, I read that one already. All week I've been anticipating the Chicago Fire game 2 for it to end the way it did. I feel empty. Well, I just don't think they really. I mean, I thought they were going to do better than what they did, but they just don't have the team right now. They don't have the roster to really make a run like that. There are 36 minutes left, or less than 36 minutes left, plus added time. Ronaldo needs to come to MLS. That ship has sailed. Where is Salvetti? I don't see him yet. Okay, I see him now. Jordi Alba plays it to Suárez. Suárez, whatever the hell that was. They don't have a plan B. It's plan A or bust. Plan A is just hoping Messi can do something. I don't think Mascherano has I don't think he has what it takes to really put his foot down on certain things either. Ian Frey throw in. Ooh. Oh, Mukhtar almost had it. Good defending by Busquets. Messi, little space. Was looking for Salvetti. Good defending by Nashville SC. Jordi Alba. Plays to Segovia. Segovia out wide to Rodrigo de Paul. Plays it to Allende. Allende's got a little bit of space. Blocked by Nashville. Segovia. Back to DePaul. Oh, DePaul just loses possession. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Bad pass. God, what a terrible pass. He was looking for Hani Mukhtar. Toronto's up 3. Let's man. Isn't Otani pitching tonight? Who hit the homer? Was it Vlad Jr.? Bobichette? Oh, God, Suárez is so slow. Let's see if Palacios fouled Suárez inside the box. Let's see. Who was the hit? It was a Bobichette. So who hit the home run? Who hit the 3-run homer? Mr. Mister says, I just don't think Mascherano understands how to tactically set a team up. And you know what's crazy is that you would think a guy like him, they always say that good players don't always make good coaches. That's in any sport, but you would think someone like him with where he's played. No, that's soft. Come on, that's soft. I don't understand how Mascherano, though, with his pedigree, doesn't have better instincts on the pitch with the tactics and adjustments and the substitutions. I am disappointed in what he's, I thought he was going to be better than what he's been. I thought he was going to be better than what he's been. No, that's a high bar to set to be as good as Tata Martino or what he's done in MLS, but Mascherano has been a disaster. If you took Messi off this team, I don't think they're making the playoffs. God, DePaul's been so bad. Will Messi looking for Allende. Allende gets the ball, plays it back to Suárez. Terrible playback. Goes out of bounds for a Miami throw-in. Oh, so Bo hit the homer. So Vlad probably was on base because I think he hits after Vlad. Jordy. Almost 60 minutes in this game. 30 minutes left. A little over 30 minutes left plus added time. And Air Miami still floundering. Frey with a pretty bad cross. Plays it back to Messi. Good defending by Tag Seth. Segovia. Jordi Alba. Oof. Goal kick. Allende. Useless Allende. I mean, he did push Allende a little bit, to be honest with you. Nothing too crazy, though. Walker Zimmerman did push Allende a little bit, though. I think Nashville's got one more in them. I think they got a good chance to score another one. Nashville throw in. Nahar throws it. Oh, there's a nice challenge by Will. Miami, do everything you can to get a penalty. You feel the wind fall. You listen. You listening, Rodrigo? Already on the ground crying. He does fall down a lot. He definitely does fall down quite a bit. Ooh, bad pass by Falcone. Goes out of bounds. Miami or Nashville SC throw in. Maxi Falcone's hair looks funny when it's wet though, because it's like loses kind of the volume. Tag Seth. Ooh, good play. Tries to cross it. Bad cross. Right into Rios Novo's hands. If Miami did somehow make a late playoff run, I'm not sure how well they would do in the cold weather either. Ooh, good defending. Good turn by Nahar. Andy Nahar. Will. Nashville looks really good tonight. Much, much better. Mascherano as a player was a midfield destroyer. His instructions were just to seek and destroy. His role was more about instinct than a tactical. Oh, here we go. Surge. Oh my God, Surge. What the hell was that? Will was he was wide open. That pass was too late. Too late to shoot, too late to pass, way too indecisive. Tagseth lost a boot. He's coming out anyways, though. Schaffelberg's coming in for Tagseth. Oh God, wet socks. That sounds terrible. He just has his boot off. He's walking through puddles. Don't put the boot back on with the wet socks, bro. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. PC Matt says it should have been 5-0 by now. There's a lot of chances if it wasn't for Rocco Rios Novo that it could have been worse than what it is. Messi looking for Frey. Nashville wins possession back. Looks like Schaffelberg just got thrown down. No call, though. Inter Miami throw in. Wow. $26 plus added time. What was the call there? Why did they? What the hell was that? Busquets pass it to Maxi Falcone. A foul throw. What is this, middle school soccer? That's what I was thinking. Like, what the hell happened? If Nashville gets a couple more pieces, they could be really good next year. That's the problem, though. Their DPs are they're anchors on this team. They really need a big time player. And I think Walker Zimmerman's deal runs out after this year, so they might have a DP spot open, but they need a big time player. Oh, good save by Joe Willis. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yende should have shot that. Yende should have shot that. What was Joe Willis doing? Good save though. That was a good cross by Jordi Alba to Luis Suarez, but that was a great save by Joe Willis, aka Mr. Mister's neighbor. Suarez is cooked, man. Zimmerman as a DP deal is just ridiculous, anyways. It's Totally ridiculous. He's not worth that. I don't even know if he's worth the max TAM deal. He's not even that good anymore. I don't think he's even that good. Yende's brain dead. He's malfunctioning. He should have shot that. Schaffelberg out of bounds. Nashville SC corner. I mean, this is pathetic, honestly. This is just pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Frey, I oh, I'm sorry, Naberto. I can't speak Spanish. I can kind of like make a little bit. Are you saying Inter? You're saying that Lujan and Silvetti should have came in for Allende? The longer this goes to 2-0, the easier Miami will fall. The more they will complain, the more they will swarm the ref, the less they will play the game. Messi looking for Suárez. He's not able to get to that. Messi still got the ball. Andy Nahar is able to intercept it. Schaffelberg looking for Mukhtar. Good defending. Surge able to win it back. That's a penalty. That should have been a penalty. I think Segovia fouled him inside the box. I think he fouled him there. Yeah, I think that should have been a penalty. They probably need to look at that again. That looked like he got fouled inside the box. I want to see a replay on that. Yep, they got to look at that again. I think that was a penalty. Let's see. Yeah, that's a penalty. Yeah, that's definitely a penalty. Are you kidding me? He didn't even get the ball. That's 100% a penalty. Yeah, that's a penalty. They're not going to look at this? No, they're not going to look at it? Wow, they just got robbed of a penalty. Wow. I think that should have been a penalty, guys. I mean, he didn't even get the ball. Don Garber called in. This is why I hate MLS VAR. They are useless. That's true. It's more frustrating when they use it or they don't use it when they should or they should, and it doesn't help or and change anything. It's very frustrating. Very frustrating. Suarez cross too high, looking for Allende. Mukhtar with the ball gets fouled, no call. Frey trying a crazy shot. Messi. Let's see. Oh, yeah, he kicked him. Oh, yeah, he kicked him in the back of the leg. God, Suárez is so damn dirty. God, Suárez is so damn dirty. He's such a dirty player. So they get the penalty. They didn't get the penalty, which clearly was a penalty to me. Suárez just blatantly kicked Eddie Nahar in the back of the leg, or he used his back heel to kick Nahar in the knee. No foul, no yellow, no nothing. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. And Andy Nahar, I think he tore his ACL at least once or maybe even twice, but at least once. And he's just kicking him in the knee with he's back killing him in the knee. Nahar looking for Mukhtar, pulled down by Falcons, no foul. And the refs are just letting anything happen, aren't they? Nahar, beautiful pass. Sturridge. Oh my God, what kind of whiff was that? Oh my God, that's not a DP level finish. What a whiff. What a whiff. What the hell was that? That looked like an NFL kickoff. That was shit. That's inexcusable by Surge. I mean you're making $4 million a year, bro. You gotta finish that. You gotta bury that. That was a sitter. Suárez is the Voldemort of dark arts football. Surge channeling Tadio Allende. No, that was worse, man. That kick would have been good from like 60 yards. New NFL record. $16 minutes left plus added time. Nashville SC is up 2-0 on Inter Miami. Savetti. Good play by Nahar right there. Nahar, good pass to Mukhtar. Mukhtar. Yazbek. Oh, God. Yazbek in space. Passes out wide to Sam Surridge. Oh, no one's there. Nobody was there. My God, that should have been. They should have scored. How many chances is Nashville SC just missed tonight? So many opportunities missed tonight. So many missed opportunities tonight. Super chat from the Hebrew Hammer says the league wants Miami to win. Prove it wrong. I mean, look, I'll say that the last. Oh, yes, Beck. Yes, Beck. Does he have the legs? Oh, good save by Rios Novo. The last three fouls not called, the penalty. I mean, that's pretty bad. If we're being honest, that's pretty bad. The ref is getting out of control. This is way too biased. Yeah. What is Silvetti contributing? Nothing as of right now. Ashkin says the score is 2-0 Nashville. What did he ask what it was? The ref of MLS is ... Okay, Sturridge was channeling Justin Tucker. He was, man. Yeah, he's going for Justin Tucker's record. I think it was like 66 yards. Zizou says one of those in a penalty and Suárez should be getting a red card. Yeah, he definitely should have at least gotten booked for a yellow with the kick. Mukhtar with the cross. Oh, looked like Zimmerman got pushed in the back. Michael Pelly says if Nashville scores another, just pull Messi at this point. Not worth the cheap injury. Yeah, probably need to pull a couple guys out. They got two substitutions left. Maybe pull him and Suárez out. Bobby says I'm 10 minutes behind, so I don't know if it's changed, but we've seen this Miami team collapse like this too many times. They need to bring in Xavi and sign players in their mid-20s. That's exactly what they need to do, Bobby. That's exactly what they need to do. But the question is, are they going to do it? Are they going to do that? That's the question. I don't know if they're going to do it. We'll see. Miami will eliminate in the playoffs again. I think he meant will get eliminated in the playoffs again. I mean, it's very possible. It's very possible. Oh, I thought that went in. Nashville is winning in spite of the refs being in Messi's pocket, not because the refs aren't. Miami just so bad that even the refs they can't win. I mean, they've been pretty bad tonight. Miami's been terrible tonight, actually. Nashville SC probably should be up like 3-4, 5-0 at this point. Other times Messi's really good offensively. I don't want to take that away from them. Standing ovation. Will's coming out. Costumes coming in. Someone who else is coming out? Yeah, his back's coming out, and then Costa's coming in. 80 minutes, one shot on target. It's abysmal. 79th minute. A little bit less than 11 minutes plus added time left. Down 2-0. Pretty bad showing. Jordi Alba's throwing it in. Passed it to Suárez, making the deepest run of his life. Taking about 5 minutes to get back up top. So Inter Miami have no striker right now. DePaul shouldn't have skipped training. Yeah, I agree with that now for sure. He should not have. He should not. Oh, there's an MLB brawl. Segovia with the turn. Oh, nice play by Segovia. Passes it out wide to DePaul. DePaul falls down again. What will you rate Miami's performance out of a 10 so far? I'm going to break down my overall performance grade for Miami in the post game recap. I'll drop that probably 20 to 30 minutes after the match ends, but it's not good. Falcone heads out of bounds. Nashville SC goal kick. Jordy's very good, but if Jordy's leading your team in touches and he has no assists or goals, that's a red flag. He's got 79 touches in this game. That's definitely a red flag. That's a red flag from hell. little bit of an injury break. I wonder if they're going to add any extra time on because of this. Probably a minute or two wasted from this. Sam Sturridge is coming out. Teal Bunbury coming in for Sam Sturridge. Not a true striker, but coming in. Keyshawn says Mascherano has to make the right adjustments in the third game. All right. 7 minutes plus added time. Inter Miami throw in. Suárez makes the throw, pass it to Yende. Yeah, subs did change nothing at all. It's because the team's not very good. To be honest with you, they don't really have a lot of talent. They don't have a lot of talent. I mean, it's just Messi pretty much. And people argue with me, oh, bad giveaway. Messi passes out wide. Someone was trying to argue with me that this is the best roster in the league. This is not the best roster in the league. It's not even close. This is not the best roster in MLS. Really, not even close. You take Messi off, this isn't even a playoff team. Terrible. That was I don't know if Frey was trying to get out of bounds for that's a foul. It's gonna be a free kick outside the box for Inter Miami. Keyshawn says Vancouver's got the best roster. They probably do. Cincinnati's got a pretty good roster. If Philadelphia had a superstar, like just a star player, they would have arguably the best roster, but they don't. Yeah, I'd say that's a good shout. I'd say Vancouver probably does. Messi. Good deflection by Nahar. Seattle, when healthy, LAFC, Vancouver, Philadelphia, all better than Miami. Yeah, I'd say so. Maybe LAFC. LAFC is pretty much a two-man team as well. If it wasn't for Son, they'd be really screwed this year. Like, no joke, they'd be screwed. Their team's not very good. Even Bouanga disappears. Imagine if take Thomas Mueller out and put Messi on Vancouver. How good would that team be? How good would that team be? Segovia. Oh, good touch by Messi. Good shot. Good save by Joe Willis. Are you doing a live stream for the Vancouver game? I can't do two tonight. I don't have time to do two tonight. But when the quarterfinals start up, I'm gonna try to do. I'll probably have a newborn at that time, but I'm gonna try my best to do a watch along for each game. But I'm definitely gonna do a watch along for every semifinal game, no matter who it is. I'm gonna try to do a watch along for every semifinal game. Jordan says they could compete in Europe if that happened. Oh, if Vancouver had Messi instead of Thomas Mueller. Striker still worries me for them. I'm not. I mean, Brian White's good, but I don't think he's great. I think he's a little bit limited. I guess the best way I would describe him, very limited. But yes, the team around, everything else is really really good. Honestly, I'd take Phil Neville over Javier Mascherano at this point, and you know my thoughts on Phil Neville. Yeah, I mean Javier Mascherano is the worst coach they've had, I think. YPE says, wow, the saves from the keeper. Yeah, Joe Willis has been good tonight. I don't know, guys. I think it's time for Messi to hang up the boots. You're crazy, man. He just won the Golden Boot. He's about to win MVP. He's not hanging up any boots. Just need better players around him. They just need better players around him. Messi looking for Suárez. Oh, good pass to Mukhtar. Mukhtar in transition. Oh, nice dribbling. Mukhtar cooking. Pass to Till Bunbury. Tries to back heel it to Schaffelberg. Terrible back heel by Till Bunbury. Terrible back heel. If Miami loses the third game, will they get knocked out of the? Yes, if they lose the third game, they're done. They're going home. It's an early off season. I wonder if this year's signings show that Belgium league players translate well to MLS, while players from other leagues like Championship and Serie A not so much. Who did they sign? Who got signed from Serie A that hasn't translated well? Now, Championship, I agree. Championship players, huge flop. But who are you talking about? Was Miranchuk a Serie A player? I guess he was, but he was okay, I guess. I mean, he wasn't. 88th minute. To Paul with the cross or the corner. Jordi Alba. Joe Willis punches it out. It's going to be a throw in for Inter Miami. Nashville SC is working their socks off right now. They're everywhere. Yeah, they're playing very. I mean, that's because they're a lot younger too. Messi. Oh, nice goal by Messi. That's his sixth goal in 3 games. I mean, they say Miami's back in the game, but I mean they're going to have to score a goal in 4 minutes. That's a beautiful goal by Messi, though. Beautiful goal by Messi. Do you see what I'm saying, though? He's the only person who does anything on this team. He's the only person. Only person who does anything on this team. It's a beautiful goal by Messi. Beautiful strike by Messi. Beautiful strike by Messi. All right, here we go. About to find out how much added time's left. Let's see. We're in the 90th minute. Let's see. 6 minutes of extra time. Six minutes of added time. Oh, good defending by Busquets. If Miami were to tie this up and win or, on penalties, I would say that, the refereeing in the game has been really bad. But to be fair, I will be honest. I mean, I'm unbiased. I'm just calling it like I see it. To be fair, Nashville SC has had several opportunities to put them away. We're talking about the Sam Surridge NFL kickoff, the back heel by Till Bunbury that was a terrible pass. I mean, there's been several times in this game where they could have scored other than the penalty non-call and the fouls that they should have put Miami away. So, says Mascherano was shown a yellow card. User TX says, my girlfriend's brother is the assistant head coach for Nashville. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Oh, Jordi Alba, nice pass to Matteo Savetti. Couldn't finish it. What happened to Joe Willis? No contact. Is that 6 minutes or a Mexican 6 minutes? What was it, like a Mexican or Liga MX 6 minutes? Is that like 20 minutes? Jordan says maybe just wasting time. Will's lookalike is what is time wasted. Who's my lookalike? Joe Willis? You think I look like Mr. Mister's neighbor? Falcone heads it back to Rios Novo. Three minutes left of added time. Good defending on Busquets. Busquets plays it out wide. Ian Frey. DePaul. Head out of bounds for a Miami throw in. DePaul plays it out to Segovia. DePaul plays it to Suárez. Suárez, La Tortuga. Not able to get to it. It's going to be a goal kick, Nashville SC. 2 minutes of added time left. Do we think Miami's going to pull one back? Chat, you think Miami's going to pull one back and go to penalties, or you think Nashville's going to seal the deal? God, it's raining so hard still. Costa, good. Oh, Schaffelberg. He was slipping sliding on the grass. Michael Pelly says just watching CONCACAF Champions Cup games, Liga MX is top class for fouls and time wasting. No Nash will see this one out. I think so. Everyone is cramping right now. Maxi Falcone plays it out wide to Ian Frey. It's a good ball to Ian Frey. Everyone's pushing forward. This might be the last chance for Inter Miami. Frey dribbling around. Gets fouled. It's going to be a free kick for Inter Miami. Acosta with the yellow card. Might be the last chance here. Might be the last chance for Inter Miami. Messi's going to take a set piece pretty far outside, but they've had a couple dangerous opportunities. Silvetti had his head on a couple crosses. Let's see. Might be the last chance. Oh, good header. Till Bunbury. Waiting for the whistle. Segovia passes out to Busquets. Busquets to Paul. To Paul. That's the final whistle. Nashville SC has beaten Inter Miami 2-1 in game 2 of the first round matchup between Inter Miami and Nashville SC. Game 3 will be soon. It's going to be an interesting final match for Inter Miami to see if they can get bounced again in the first round or if they're going to be able to prevail and make it to the quarterfinals of the MLS Cup Playoffs. Guys, I appreciate all of you who have watched this watch along with me. Make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't already. And also make sure you hit that little bell notification. We will be having a post-game recap dropping in the next 20 to 30 minutes. So you're not going to miss that. We're going to talk about what happened in this game, what went wrong. You're not going to miss that. So I'll see you guys soon. Another watch along will be right around the corner. Hope you guys have a great night. See ya.